up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I'm your host, Colonel and Dad, Garrett Morlang, and here in the virtual studio with me is the king of video games and resident power washer extraordinaire, Adrian Holmes.
What's going on, Garrett? How you been?
Been good. Yeah. It was, it took me a second to get that title just right. It's a new one for you.
You nailed it.
Just pulled it in last week. I hope
it's
you appreciate
a new one for me
that.
too.
Hope you appreciate that. That's is celebrating, to those who missed it last week, celebrating Adrian overcoming all of the challenges thrown at him in Power Wash Simulator, which is crazy.
I've cleaned more than most mortals have. I've washed in different universes, different planets, and I live to tell the tale.
I was gonna say, like, whoa, spoilers, but that's like DLC stuff is like Final Fantasy and you go to Mars, the Mars rover, so it's like, okay, it's not really spoilers.
I didn't give it away. That's why I said different universes.
Oh man, but how are you doing, sir?
Not too bad, man. Just kind of hanging out. I've been putting in some time on a couple of games here, but we'll talk about that when we get to the what you've been playing section. But how about yourself?
Yeah, doing good. Man, I've been just really frustrated by this stinking cough. Yeah, I don't know if I try to mute the mic whenever I have to do it. I think last week I missed a couple times, but it's been like 3-4 weeks now. I've had this dang cough. It's driving me crazy. I don't know if I'm like dying. Maybe I have like what is it, black lung that coal miners get? Like maybe I'm getting the black lung or something. I don't know. Like,
there's an easy way to figure this out. Have you been in any coal mines lately?
No, not recently. Not ever, really. Not ever.
Do you suffer from allergies at all?
Oh, horribly.
Then that's probably what it is. It could just be a symptom of that.
That makes sense. That checks out.
Did you never think about that?
No. I definitely assume. I figured it was probably allergies. My allergies have been off the freaking charts lately. I don't know what tree I'm allergic to, but there's something that's blooming right now in San Diego. That's the other day. My eyes were so swollen and red and watery. Like it gave me PTSD, like flashbacks back to when I had pink eye. Like when was that? Like 6 months ago or whatever, when Shep got it and then I got it and then my other kid Trudy got it. It was like went through the whole family. It was horrible. So I was just like, that's what it started feeling like. I'm like, oh no, I'm getting pink eye again. I'm like, no, this is just allergies. I can't breathe. I can't see. I was miserable.
You know what? The heat, I think, combined with my allergy issues, my nostrils have been feeling very dry lately.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, what can I do? Because I've been drinking water and stuff like crazy to try to stay hydrated. I'm like, maybe that'll get some moisture back in there. But I think it's just, I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe like I need a saline spray or something. But
I know some people swear by like the allergy nasal spray, like Flonase and stuff like that. I've never used it, but some people are like, that's the way to go. I've always been a pill guy. Like I take at Costco, it's like the Costco knockoff brand of I don't even remember, Zyrtec or something like that. So it's like their 24-hour one. That always works for me. But yeah, some people are like, nah, you gotta shoot it right up in your brain. That's the only way. That's the only way I take my allergy medicine.
That's how we used to do it back in the 80s.
Calm down.
What do you mean by that, sir?
Yeah, that was an allergy medicine, sir.
They said it was a crushed up pill. What are you talking about?
Oh man. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping whatever it is either like dies and goes away and never comes back, or I can just become immune and maybe become like a superhero kind of thing. I just get these superpowers from the pollen.
Go start hacking up a lung on people.
Oh man. Yep. That's what I hope doesn't happen. But all right. Well, today we're going to be talking about PlayStation's Project Q, the the future of Call of Duty on PlayStation, and Arkane's possible return to single player. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producers, Bumble Smash, Eddie Martin, and Kajoma01, and our Super Gamer sponsors, Julie Bates and Mama Mare. If you want to be awesome just like those folks, head over to patreon.com/supergamerboys, where you can support us starting at just $1 a month. That's right, $1, and you get episodes early and ad-free, such as this show. Right after this show goes up, and you can be listening to it before everyone else gets it on Wednesday. Actually, I need to do a PSA for our Patreon. For the last couple years, there's been one format to upload the episodes, and for some reason about 2 weeks ago, it stopped letting me log in, so I've had to upload it a different way to Patreon. So if you are supporting us on Patreon and you've been like, hey, why haven't I been getting episodes? Make sure you're actually either using the Patreon app or you're getting that, the RSS feed from Patreon, not Acast. It's a weird thing. I know this is kind of weird housekeeping to talk about right now, but I feel bad for Patreon supporters because I forgot to make a post on Patreon about it. But yeah, for whatever reason, I've been using this Acast for like 2 years, and it syncs to your Patreon, and then all of a sudden one day they're just like I can't log in. It just says there's an error. So I don't know what's going on. I need to reach out to support, but it's hard to get a hold of them. So we are putting out episodes. Just make sure you go to the Patreon app or the Patreon website, and they're all up on there for you to listen to. Also, you got episodes, exclusive episodes like Super Later Boys. There's one out now that came out a couple months ago for our 200th episode anniversary, and coming out probably next week, hopefully on the 31st, since that's the end of the month. You'll be getting episode 2 there for the July Patreon episode. So, and again, that's only available on Patreon. And if you've been waiting for the very last free Super Gamer Book Club, that's also going out next week. That will be Super Metroid featuring the Nintendo Cartridge Society. So look forward to that. Or you can just support us now. It's $1. Get it early. Support a good cause. And get Season 1. You can't get Season 1 anywhere except for Patreon. That's also Patreon exclusive. All right, we'll talk more about our Patreon later on the show. But right now, I want to give a shout out to Jack Sriracha and Yate for allowing us to use their music on the show. We appreciate them very much. Make sure to check out the links in the show description where you can listen to them on Spotify and Apple Music. Go show them some love and support over there. Add them to your playlist. I also want to say, stay tuned. Hopefully within the next episode, that's the goal. We will have some new tunes in the background. We're not getting rid of Yate and Jack Sriracha, but it'll be like they're
going into rotation.
Yeah. So DJ Trues, or you know him as Trouser Schnauzer on episodes of Super Gamer Book Club. He's been a guest twice now. Finally released all of his discography. He has 3 albums out on Apple Music now. So go find him over there. He's already been on Spotify and YouTube. Now you can find him on Apple Music. And so now we can finally play him because that's what I have.
The streaming service that matters.
I'm not going to lie. There are times where I miss my Spotify. But I think, you know what? It's also nice just having one music app on my phone and not 2. It's built into my phone. Why not use it?
Thank you.
All right. That is it for housekeeping. Now let's check the mail. Okay. We got to fire up the heavyweight bot casting champion of the world, Super Gamer Bot.
All right. Go ahead. We need some sound effects. I need like a, the ripping cord on a lawnmower or gas engine.
Or no, I guess with a pull cord, it's like,
Yeah, that's it.
It's like a little weed whacker. Oh man. There you go. Come hire us to do your Foley work. If you want the most professional sound effects for your film,
you know where to go.
Call us or podcast. Oh man. All right, but for real, here we go. Thank you, Super Gamer Bot, for curating these questions for us. And remember, if you want to leave a question You can send us a message anywhere and everywhere on social media. Send us an email to garrett@supergamerboys.com, or join us at Discord. That's the most fun way, is over on Discord. Just go to supergamerboys.com/Discord, and it'll give you an invite right to our Discord link. You can join us throughout the week, hang out, talk about video games, what you're watching, what you're listening to, all sorts of things, and leave your questions. Just like these folks did. Kajoma01 over there wrote in and said, "It's time to rebrand the Super Gamer Boys. What's the new name and why is it better than X?" I like that. I'll start off here real quick, and then Adrian, you can go. But there was once upon a time, I was thinking of rebranding to just SGB. Thinking back now, I don't know if it's necessarily a good idea, but I don't know. I never discussed it with anyone. It was something that flashed in my memory for a little bit, and I was like, yes, like let's just pull the IGN, because IGN stands for something. It's Imagine Games Network, but only like the hardcore long time fans really know that. And so that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh yeah, people from the beginning, they know we're Super Gamer Boys, but to everyone else, we're just SGB. That'd be so cool. And I thought about it more. I'm like, is it though? Like, Super Gamer Boys gives us such an identity, at least for now. Like, it just helps us stand out when we're just a small fry. Once we're big, we can be SGB, but when we're little, right, we need people to know who we are. We don't want to just be a random acronym on Twitter or something like that. So yes, I did eventually not do it, but that was that's definitely a name we've come up with. I came up with at one point. But Adrian, has there been any that's ever crossed your mind where you're like, yes, this is what we should change to?
I've never had the thought cross my brain. I mean, we definitely, that would be something that we would have to consider if in the future, not if, when, I keep saying if, when this whole thing, goes grande and we start bringing more and more people on, because, there's no way all of them are going to be dudes. So we got to figure out a name that works for everybody. So that is a great question.
Well, one second here. I'll give you one more second to think about that, because real quick here, I just want to say thank you so much to Marty Starr, just subscribed with Amazon Prime, a Prime subscription. So heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, boy, that's my boy.
Normally later on in the show, I do the ad, but just a quick little shout out. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming sub that you can use each and every month. Toss it our way, just like Marty Starr did.
All right. What? See, that's why I'm like, would it be something that's a peripheral that's related to gaming? Would it be
to kind of stay in line with, because that's what Super Game Boy is where I got Super Gamer Boy. So is that kind of what you're thinking? Like, do another peripheral?
Yeah, because that would be the easiest, I think, to try to find something off.
I just feel like the peripherals are kind of like already played out. Kind of like, you think about it, like there's already a website called DualShockers. There's already like,
true.
I mean, I guess Xbox doesn't really have a name for their peripherals. They don't do stuff like that. But no, like
it's straight up, this is an Xbox controller, and that's what we're calling it. It don't have a nickname. It's here for business. It's a tool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to noodle on that and come back to you.
Okay. All right. That's fine. All right, then let's we got another question here. So let's go on to this other question then for you. Sorry, I lost the question. I am finding the question, and it is from Sir Prince-a-lot. And they asked, oh, hang on. I do want to talk about the X thing. X is terrible. Why are they changing the name of Twitter to X? That doesn't make sense. Like, the only reason
he's trying to blow it up. He's trying to blow it up.
I mean, I guess is he trying to connect Twitter to SpaceX? Because that's also his company. Is it like going to be the X universe where he has X and SpaceX, and is he going to rebrand Tesla too?
SpaceX,
Tesla X? I don't know. Or is that already a thing? Maybe it's a thing. I don't know about it.
Well, he apparently, from what I read, he tried to do this before with PayPal, and they kicked him out. So he's been trying to do this X thing for a minute.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't think it's gonna pan out too well for him, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. I saw some article somewhere that said he's lost between like analysts are estimating that he could lose as much as like $20 billion in not equity, but what's the word I'm looking for? But something along that line, like just like the value in the company, just by rebranding.
Valuation of the company.
Yeah. By rebranding, like he's losing so much, and this is so wild.
Well, see, the thing is, right? If he keeps it going, he'll continually lose money every year. But if you blow it up now, then you cut your losses. Yeah, you lose, the investment that you put in. But for him, $40-something billion is nothing.
Yeah, that's true. He's just pocket change for him, but it's sad because it's a good site. It's a good site over there. Now it's not been good. We had a good run. We had a good run. All right, yeah. Next question then here from Sir Prince-A-Lot. We talked about Sir Prince-A-Lot last week with the power wash simulator, and talking about how I assumed he did not like that portion because he was always trying to pan it off on us. He's like, hey, you guys fly out here and do it for me since you love it so much. But he writes in saying, setting the record straight, I absolutely love running the pressure washer at work. We use it to make the stencils or screens.
As you should.
Yeah. We use it to make the stencils or screens for the art that goes on the tees, and then to clean them after. It's the most stress-free, mindless part of the business. And here's his question. What's your favorite part of your job or household chores that make it enjoyable for you? So what's something about your job, or like it's just a job that you do at home, whether something at work, something at home, wherever it is, what's something that you're just like you can't wait to do, you look forward to doing, like pressure washing?
Stacking my stuff in order on the shelf. You know what I mean? Like,
okay,
alphabetical order, or putting stuff that's in the same group together and then putting that on the shelf, just seeing everything looking all neat and tidy. I think that would be a favorite thing of mine, and just watching stuff go, in its place. You know what? You know what looks the best? You know what I miss, even with physical games, the Xbox One games. They all had the same spine. So when you put them all together,
yes, it
looks like a uniform game bookshelf. That was so nice. But I don't know. Everybody's doing their own thing now. I mean, I haven't had a physical game in a long time.
I mean, Switch, I'm not Switch always has the red spines.
Yeah, they do. That's true. So I guess there is some remnant of it still.
Yeah. But I think I'm trying to think of PlayStation. PlayStation kind of does its own thing. Like, it always has the blue at the top, or I guess it's white now with PS5, but the rest of it is always different. But there's that is a good feeling, like you're saying, just organizing things, getting them all in their place, and like sitting back and just like the satisfaction. I think it's probably very similar to pressure washing as well. Like, it's like seeing everything like come to like when seeing that finished product, like it's perfectly clean and smooth, and just same thing with your shelf, like everything's in order by size or color or whatever it is. It's such a satisfying thing to look at. For me, I think my favorite thing is well, with my job, I just really enjoy any time I get to like jump into Photoshop or Illustrator and just make something, be creative. Even though like most of my job is creating things, because I do a lot of web design and stuff like that. But it's like, okay, like writing content isn't fun. I'm not a writer. Jumping in and doing like layouts on a site, it's like, okay, that's not super fun all the time. But when I actually get to make something from scratch, like today I got to make a logo for someone, I'm like, okay, this is so much fun. I love this. Is starting with nothing on a page, start flipping through fonts and doing some research on the industry, and throwing some shapes up on a screen and seeing what you come
So-
out with, and it's like, that's just so satisfying. Just like the playing with it, and just like until at the end you just have this product like perfect. It's like, yep, this is good. I'm happy with this.
It's getting to do your own thing.
Yeah, really. I guess that's what it is. That's what it comes down to.
Well, because it's what you do for work, right? And work, it never, I don't know. You always feel like you have to work within a certain set of guidelines. And then when you get to do your own thing for somebody else, I don't know. It just hits different. You don't have that same level of, what's the word I'm trying to look, like the horse blinders, you don't have them on. You get to just do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's exactly it. Just like that freedom to, make whatever you want. So, yeah, that's probably my thing right there. Is just jumping into Photoshop, Illustrator, and just, all right, let's see what I make today. Let's see what comes out. So it's always enjoyable. Cool. Well, that is it for our listener questions. Sorry, real quick, we're having some technical difficulties on the stream side. I just need to correct real quick. Sorry about that.
What's going on?
I don't know. We're having some drops on the bitrate, and then we have some dude in the chat that I need to ban real quick. So, all right, cool. I don't. The stream's looking healthy enough, good enough. So let's get going here. All right. Guess what time it is? It's time for the nerdy nudes.
It's now time for the nerdy news.
Music
I
to
did
my
that.
ears.
I do it every
Music to
time.
My ears.
JJ who?
We don't need JJ. Good for nothing. All right. So we're going to try something new this week. If you're watching over on YouTube, you're going to see something happen right now, and it's going to blow your freaking mind. So I'm going to hit this button right here, and it's going to bring up our first news story. Wow. Oh, that's not our first. Shoot. I have that up. Don't. Oh, wait. No, that is the right one.
You can't
okay, no,
mess it up on
it's
the
right.
rollout,
It's not.
bro.
It's not. I didn't mess it up. It's fine. It's fine. It was the right story. I forgot we changed the first story right before we started. This is the correct story. We're good to go. All right, this first news story. Sorry. For you audio listeners, basically, I have a little window underneath me and Adrian that is showing the news story. So you can actually see what I'm reading and if there's any images and stuff. So if you want to see what we're talking about and see our beautiful faces, come over to youtube.com/supergamerboys. All right. This first news story comes to us from IGN, and Taylor Lyles over there writes, PlayStation's Project Q gaming handheld leaked. Images and video reveal more about the new device. We already knew that PlayStation was working on a gaming handheld accessory for the PS5, but information on the device has been slim since its initial reveal. But over the weekend, images and video leaked for the device, giving us a better idea of the OS Project Q will be running. Spotted on Reddit and Imgur, and published on Twitter by user Zubitech, the leaked images and video show the device is running Android OS. The operating system itself is bare bones. It is most likely not the final version of the handheld's operating system. Images also show a slight teardown and a recent look at Project Q's innards. We learned from the initial announcement that the device will include an 8-inch size tablet sandwiched by DualSense controllers. But the biggest takeaway from the teardown is that the controllers won't detach from the device. PlayStation did not immediately reach out to IGN's request for comment. During a State of Play presentation in May, PlayStation boss Jim Ryan revealed that the company was working on 2 accessories for the PS5, one being this codename Project Q, the other being some headphones that they were designing, which look pretty sick. They're in the image here if you're watching on YouTube. But yeah, so here's the images. Here's, again, you go over to youtube.com/supergamerboys, you can see what we're talking about here. But the first one here, shows it's a screen. It's a screen. It's out. There's a little QR code. You can tell. It's probably like some for debugging or something like that. But it's literally a DualSense with a tablet smashed in between them. That's all that's going on right here. Extremely bare bones. And
this is
This is
Go
wild.
ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I just want to say, it's just so. They better not. They this better not cost much
This
more
is it.
than a controller itself. Like if this cost more than a controller, because a controller's like $60, this shouldn't be more than 100. It should be less than 100. Because here's why. Because all this is, it's literally just a DualSense, which is $60 or whatever, with an Android tablet in the middle. It's literally running Android OS, like what your phone runs, which is an open source. Like it's not even, they're not even making their own custom firmware. They're just using Android OS. At least, again, this is a prototype. Maybe they'll have something down the road, but I use the Remote Play app all the time on my phone and iPad because you can sync a DualSense to it. You sync the DualSense and then you can use, and I get just the same, if not better experience because my iPad Pro has like what, a 12, 13, whatever inch screen it is on there. Like, so I'm getting this much bigger screen, a better screen, more comfortable experience. Like this just doesn't seem that, it doesn't make sense. If it actually played games natively, it makes sense, but it's just a streaming device. It's just using Android to run the Android version of the PlayStation, a free app that is. It's a free app. They're charging you to use a free app. That's what this is, Adrian. You can go ahead now. I'm done. I'm frustrated.
You're okay, hold on now. Wait a minute. Let me put this down over here so I don't have to worry about it falling off the desk. No, I'm not. This is unacceptable. Just if I work for Sony and we know the history that Sony has with hardware, right? That is one of their greatest strengths is their hardware design and functionality. They didn't sell a whole lot of the Vio PCs, but they were some of the best looking laptops.
We had a Vio desktop at home. Loved it. That thing was fantastic.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
Love the Vio desktop.
Their cameras, same deal. They look great. They work great. And then if you want to take it into gaming, PS2, iconic design. Same deal all the way down the line, all the way from PS1 to even yes, the PS5. It is not the best design, but definitely people know what it is when they see it, right? So my issue is if they have been doing this with hardware for decades now, right? They make industry shaping, industry trending hardware.
Yep.
How is this making it off the R&D floor?
I don't know.
This is the laziest product I think I've ever seen a company make.
It is.
It's a extra Android tablet part that maybe was canceled for another product and they scooped them up and put a DualSense on each side.
How much?
Who is this for?
I can buy.
That's my question.
I can buy a 10-inch Google Android tablet for $50 on Amazon right now. So this is a $50 tablet slapped onto the $60 controller. So that's what I'm saying. If this is more than $100, I'm going to be livid, especially since it's they're not going to give you the full functionality of the Android tablet. They're going to dumb it down so it only streams. So really, you're getting the $50 tablet with limited functionality on it. I'm sure people will jailbreak it and get it to work.
I can tell you right now, it's not gonna be $100. It's not gonna be $200. It's gonna be $250 at the very least.
It's supposed to have a
nice.
Why? It's supposed
because
to have a really
VR
nice display.
Is $550.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That doesn't mean any. So what? I can't do anything with it outside of my home. You know, the place where I already have a TV and controllers set up.
Let's see. What does this article say? Oh, okay. This is just.
It'd be different if it was its own unit, like the Switch.
Yep.
I get it. I would get it. It's still ugly as sin, but at least they're trying something.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know, man.
Honestly, the look of it isn't my problem. I think it looks fine.
It's part of mine. The purpose is the other part.
But yeah, the purpose and functionality
or lack thereof.
doesn't make any sense. It's just a wild decision for them. And you know what it is? Who was it? Someone I was talking to made the comment that it's literally the Wii U tablet. Who was it? I was talking to someone and they're like, this is literally a Wii U tablet because you have to use it at home. I mean, you can use it on the go, but where are you where there's just Wi-Fi available that's high enough speed? Like nowhere. So this is a home device that you say that you have to use, and you have to own a PS5 as well. It's not like you just buy this, can play PS5. You have to own a PS5 to stream from. So you have to have good enough internet at home, good enough internet wherever you're playing, plus both devices. Like that's a lot of money you're looking at right there between services and consoles. It's like, it doesn't make sense.
They already gave you a controller when you purchased the console.
Right.
You have to play the console on a display.
You know who this is for?
What is the who? Tell me, please.
People who you're gonna think this is so stupid. And it is. This is for people who have a PS5 and are like, oops, I spent all my money on a PS5. I can't buy a TV. I guess I gotta buy another one of these fancy controllers so I can play. Hey, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, okay? I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Wait a minute though. No. It's not even for them. It's not even for them, because if you spend all your money on the PS5 and you can't afford a TV, there's no way you're going to be able to afford the Q, because
right.
the Q is going to be like $250. So that's not even for them.
Well, yeah, exactly. For
that's
those,
what I'm saying. Who is this?
I don't know. It's for.
Who is this for? Why? I have a phone, right?
Yeah.
I can get a Backbone. I can walk out of my house right now, go to Target and get a Backbone controller for $100 and have the exact experience that they're trying to make me buy this thing for.
Right.
They licensed the Backbone themselves.
Yeah.
They know this is out there. Why are they making this?
I don't know. I have a PlayStation Backbone. Yeah. Like these things are slick.
It had to go through. Sony had to say, "Oh, this is cool. Sell it." So they know this is a thing already. And they know how many people have phones.
Yeah, the only thing it's missing is it doesn't have the same like haptic stuff and all that. So if you want like the DualSense functionality,
I'm not paying $150 extra for haptics.
I mean, that's what PlayStation. That's exactly what Sony's expecting you to do.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck. In this economy, good luck.
That's exactly what they're looking for. So I don't know. It's
got
wild.
Me all the way messed up.
It doesn't.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
Sense.
I would be embarrassed. Let me say that if I was the project lead on this and it left the factory looking like this. Number one, given that I work for a company who has such a storied history in hardware design. And again, this is I feel like I say it every 10 minutes. Why couldn't this effort have just gone into another portable?
Right. Exactly.
You could have put this functionality in another portable like you've done with the last two.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
This 100% should have been just a new handheld gaming device. And
it should have been a new handheld. Why are you being so gun shy?
I don't know. Doesn't
you
make
can
sense.
make it run at Steam Deck runs at base PS4 specs, right? And that came out
right.
That's using now a 2-year-old chipset. The ROG just came out and it runs at what 1080-60, I think. At its full whatever mode.
If you have it in turbo mode plugged in with an AC blowing on it, yeah.
Okay, so why wouldn't they be able to do like why don't they just do the same thing, have an OLED, but have it be 720 and then just run it at 720-60?
Right.
And then just run the current games on that.
Exactly. Or, yeah. Exactly. Or, and it can still have remote play capability. So if you happen to be someone that has good internet, like, all right, cool, go for it. Because, I mean, the PSP and the Vita both have
that. Way you
like,
keep
with the
cohesive...
Like, you could connect your PSP to the PS3. You can connect your Vita to the PS4. Like, that was always a thing. So, like, just do the same thing with this. Like, give it the ability to stream it or play natively, like, you know, just a super dumbed down version, or to have a separate catalog, just like PSP and Vita had. PSP and Vita had separate catalogs, and that was fine. That was great. Like, do that too. Like, I don't care. But
the only thing I see about that, though, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's going to put a lot of work on the developers. The developers aren't going to want to make games for the handheld console. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, do it like the Steam Deck. Make it run 72060. You don't even have to put a dock. Just put a bunch of fans, let me download the games, and let me take them with me. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy. It's easy, Sony.
Well, I mean, it's not easy, but it's something they should look into, of course. I don't know. They have all that brand equity with PSP, and they're just sitting on it. They rather would have put out another VR headset, which is currently free falling now. I haven't heard a lick about it since it came out. Have you?
No, I don't know anyone that I know who's gotten it. And I mean, they shut off a bunch of games in May there that are coming out the end of this year, but is that too late? Like, that's my concern, is like people are basically have to wait a whole year before they can play
all
any
those games
on
that they showed are coming out on Oculus as well.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Right after that showcase, Oculus came out and said that all the games were coming there too. It's so stupid.
So it's like, well, if that's gonna be on Oculus 3 or the Quest 3, and the Quest 3 is gonna probably be like what, $350 maybe? Why? And that's all self-contained. So, you're gonna have to make a heck of a case for me to want to get a PSVR 2 at basically $1,000 versus $350. I'll take the visual downgrade to save $700. Okay, so they're just losing on all fronts at least in these ventures. I don't know. I just feel like you could have combined all these resources, put it into a handheld, and probably would have fared much better. Especially now that handhelds are on fire.
Yeah. People are losing their minds.
Not literally, of course. I mean, like,
yeah. I mean, Switch is like turning into one of the best-selling consoles ever, and Steam Deck is killing it in sales. The ROG Ally is jumped in the race because everything is, you know, everyone is freaking out over handheld. So like, it's the big thing. Like, just do it right. Don't do it dumb. You know, just use your brain a little bit. Don't just phone it in and duct tape an Android tablet to a DualSense.
Dude, I have like all the schematics in my brain for a mean PSP that I can probably get out for like $399. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't work in R&D. I'm just saying, I know what a PSP would need to succeed in today's market. And it ain't a back touchscreen, I can tell you that.
Oh man, yeah.
Like the Vita.
We'll have to wait and see what becomes of PlayStation Q, Project Q, down the road here. Was there any date when it was supposed to come out, or no? It's just kind of.
No, this was actually it was just a leak.
Okay, I couldn't.
They're having people test it, and one of the testers filmed what they had. So
when they originally announced it, though, I couldn't remember if they had said like, oh yeah, coming fall, or is it 2024 or something like that. I
think it is this year. I just don't. They haven't announced when. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it is now time for the next news story, written by Jason Finelli over at GameSpot. Microsoft and Sony reach deal to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Days after defeating the FTC's challenge to its purchase of Activision Blizzard, and one day before its scheduled meeting with the UK's CMA, Microsoft has reached an agreement with Sony to keep the Call of Duty franchise on PlayStation post-merger. Microsoft boss Phil Spencer announced the deal via Twitter, where he says the two sides have signed a binding agreement to keep the successful first-person shooter franchise coming to PlayStation consoles. We look forward to a future where players globally have more choice to play their favorite games, the tweet continued. The deal was struck days after a California judge ruled in favor of Microsoft against the FTC, which thwarted the Regulatory Commission's attempt to delay Microsoft's purchase of Activision Blizzard. An appeal filed by the FTC was also rejected. The FTC isn't the only government Microsoft has had to contend with, as the United Kingdom's CMA has also voiced its concerns as it reviews the terms of the deal. Microsoft is scheduled to meet with the CMA early this week. I believe that was last week, so it's already happened. And as far as I know, it ended with a delay, right? They're just postponing like
They extended the
something
deal,
extended.
the time frame for the merger by like three months.
Okay. So that way the Microsoft and CMA could probably talk some more, I assume.
They're really confident about it too, because they added an extra $500 million in there.
Whoa.
If it doesn't go through, because it was $3 billion if the deal didn't go through the first time. Now if it doesn't go through, I think it's what, July, August, September.
Okay.
September, October. If it doesn't go in by then they have to pay Activision $3.5 billion instead of just a $3 billion.
Okay.
So
Dang.
they're probably going to have this wrapped up well before then.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, so no further details on the Call of Duty deal with Sony, in particular its length, which is rumored in the past to be 10 years, have been made public. But the same of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft is expected to close as early as this week as a company. Okay, so this article is obviously written before the other stuff, because it says they're on the hook for $3 billion if it's not done by July 18th. Obviously, they got the extension, stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess this is wild to me that it took so long to just.
It's a waste of time, is what it is.
Is this like a full circle thing where like PlayStation was like, we want Call of Duty, and then it was like this thing where it's like, we don't need Call of Duty, and then it turned into like,
actually we do.
It was like a back and forth, hot and cold, and then finally it's like after months of waiting and probably lots of money spent, now all of a sudden it's like, oh no, we need it. All right, cool, we got the deal. Like now they've worked something out, but what a wild, like this whole thing has been a stupid roller coaster ride, but especially this thing, like between Jim Ryan and Phil Spencer there. It's just like, come on guys, like work this out, figure this out. Like,
you know what, I
know.
was hearing about this, that deal that they had is only for Call of Duty. Nothing else.
Dang.
So
like
essentially Sony might have
else.
just shot themselves in the foot, because now everything else in the Activision Blizzard catalog has the potential to be exclusive to the Xbox platform, which, to be quite honest with you, is kind of crazy.
One thing that's a huge library. It's just like,
it's massive. I hope so. I hope that Sony, played its cards right, because COD isn't going to be top dog forever. I doubt it's going to be top dog within this 10-year gap.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I feel like, Warzone. That's the thing. It's hard to say, because Call of Duty as a game, I think, has dropped off as a singular titled experience has dropped off. But as a live service game, it's been given new life with Warzone. Like Warzone is massive. Like it brings, I was reading another article, it brings in billions of dollars. Like, was it a day or a week or something? I don't know. It's a lot. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of money. So I could see, PlayStation, like, kind of, I could see this being a positive thing, just because, like, hey, let's at least keep Warzone on PlayStation, because that's really the money maker in the long run. Because any DLC and microtransactions, like PlayStation will get a cut of that. Even though it's an Xbox game, they'll still get a cut of that because it'll be out through their store and stuff like that. But man, yeah, like you mentioned in that though, like that means imagine future Crash Bandicoot games not coming to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Spyro games not coming to PlayStation. I'm just scrolling through some of their games. Sekiro, I don't know if there'll be another Sekiro sequel or something like that, but Diablo, like Diablo 4.
Diablo 5, yeah.
Well, Diablo 4,
5.
I guess Diablo 4 is already out, but yeah, Diablo 5, if that ever comes, like not coming, like, oh man, Tony Hawk franchise.
Dude, think about
Overwatch, all this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Whoop-de-doo, Overwatch.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, woohoo. Check this out. What if by some happenstance, this is what I would do if I was running the show. I would take World of Warcraft and I would bring it to Xbox. So it'd be the first time ever it's going to be on a console. But as long as you sign up for Xbox Game Pass, you don't have to pay the subscription for it.
Wow. I think they'd lose a lot of money.
You think so? I think
WoW,
the money
WoW
they would gain is subscribers.
WoW subscriptions are expensive. Like it's
But
like
that same amount of money goes into Game Pass.
right, but then yeah, but I guess like my thought is yeah, that's interesting. I don't
And then all you see is Game Pass subscribers go way up.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. I guess my only hesitation
That'd be a huge hook.
Yeah, my only hesitation of that is because and the reason I said like, you know, they might lose money on that because like a Game Pass PC subscription is only $10.
Mm-hmm.
And that $10 needs to be split up amongst hundreds of games on the service. Where right now, paying $10 to $15 a month for WoW, it just goes to WoW, you know? So you're right, they'd get a lot more subscribers, but like, again, that $10 suddenly has to be split up amongst hundreds of games on the service kind of thing. So that's my, like...
I mean, the amount people pay already now has to do the same thing.
Right, but not a lot of franchises are the juggernaut that WoW is. Like, there's such a huge player base on WoW. Like, my thought is, like, they could be collecting both. Like, why wouldn't they keep it separate? Just like, hey, because, again, like, a lot of those PC players, like, if they're super into WoW, they're going to have a WoW subscription. And if Game Pass really is the juggernaut streaming service that it is, or not gaming service that it is, like, they're going to have a Game Pass subscription. Like, in my if I was running it, I'd keep it separate. Like, hey, just because, you know, because they're gonna double down. They're gonna double up on subscriptions. I think. You're like, so I guess it depends.
Well, my only question is, how does that?
I don't know.
Are they just what?
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I said my only question is, okay, we put WoW on there. How does that move Game Pass subscriptions though? Because this whole acquisition in the long run is to get people into the ecosystem, right? So if I take it and put it on Xbox and people buy it one time and they never do anything again, we only make that little bit of profit that one time. So how do I keep people invested in the long run? I guess, yeah, the subscription goes to us directly now, but that doesn't really count. That doesn't show investors growth in the Game Pass platform.
So this just popped in my head. I just remembered this when because Xbox currently has a partnership with Riot. When they did the Riot partnership, you get, like, in League of Legends, you get all the champions unlocked for free. You get a bunch of bonus stuff in Heroes of the Storm. You get a bunch of, or not Heroes, that's Blizzard. What's Valorant? Oh, that's what it is. You get like a bunch of operators
Dota?
and stuff in Valorant. You know, no, Dota, that's Steam. That's Valve. But yeah, so
that's right.
But in League of Legends, yeah, you get all the champions. In Valorant, you get all the heroes or whatever they're called. Like, basically, it just gives you free unlocks. So I think they could do something like that, where, hey, sign up and maybe you get, maybe you don't get a free subscription, but you get the newest
Expansions.
Because like every couple of years, they come out with a new expansion for WoW. Like, maybe you get the access to the new expansion, or
what if you get the back catalog of expansions?
That too.
What if you just get expansions for free as long as you have it?
That's what I was thinking. Like, you still have to pay the subscription, but you get all the expansions for free or something if you have Game Pass. Like, it's just a perk of having Game Pass or something like that. Like, I could see them doing something like that. Keep the subscription separate, but by signing up, it's similar to the Riot deal, where it just gives you, like, instead of having to grind out, because in League of Legends, like, oh, normally you have to grind hundreds of hours to unlock every champion, or you just pay $10 a month and I could get them all unlocked for free immediately. So it's like something like with WoW, where you get all the previous expansions and maybe new ones just by having a subscription with them. Oh man, like, because normally it's $30, I think, or I forget how much.
At least 20, right? 20 to 30 per expansion.
I got. I think. Let me look. How much?
And there's been a gang of them, so that's at least what, $200 that you'd have to pay to get all the expansions. So if somebody were to stay on for the life of the game to make up that same amount of cost at $10 a month, that's what, at least a guaranteed year and a half of subscriptions.
But what I was thinking though is because even if you have a subscription, you don't get the new expansion. It's still like it's either $30 or it's 60. I don't remember. But either way, normally it's a one-time payment of, let's just say it's $60, where if you have them on the hook for every, because expansions come out every couple of years, 2 years at $10 a month, that's 100. So you've made double your money. So you're giving them a quote unquote free expansion, but really they paid double the amount for it. So it's like, yeah, that's how I would do it right there. Like, keep the subscription separate and just give away your expansions for free if you have a Game Pass subscription. Boom. There you go, Xbox. You're welcome.
Well, there it is.
I just made you double the money on Blizzard.
They already look. No. They thought about this before they even before the ink is dry. Okay, yeah. This is happening. If I thought about it, somebody at Microsoft definitely thought about it.
You never know.
And you know what though? This would be a good answer for them. I mean, because Sony has Final Fantasy 14 on PlayStation. So this would be a good answer for them to that.
Xbox doesn't have Final Fantasy 14?
No, they never brought it.
Whoa, I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, There you go. Bring WoW to console and then just give out those expansions for free. People will be losing their minds. Or I guess
we solved it.
You're welcome, Phil. All the PC purists really will be losing their minds. They'll be furious. Like, what are you doing? Bring it over to console. You can't do that.
Also, I want to start ringing the alarm now. BattleNet is going away.
I hope so.
BattleNet is absolutely going away, and all the games are going to just be available through the Xbox store or whatever. However, some kind of launcher that they're going to make, or they're just going to port them over there, and it's going to be either there or it's going to be on Steam, because Blizzard games are already going to Steam. So, yeah, BattleNet is gone. It'll be gone within the next maybe 3 years. They'll transfer whatever purchases and unlocks that you have. It'll migrate over to your Xbox account, and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly, like, I wouldn't mind that. One less launcher on my computer would be fantastic. I would love that. Oh man. All right.
They'll tell you like a year in advance too, so you can get everything all wrapped up.
Yeah.
And they'll give you a year to transfer all your stuff, and then once that switch turns off, that's it. That's all she wrote.
Done deal. All right, let's head over to the last news story here. Redfall developer seems to be returning to its roots for its next game. After Redfall disappointed in May, developer Arkane Studios may be looking to make a return to its immersive sim roots for the next title. Almost 3 months after Redfall's massively disappointing launch, Arkane Studios may be looking to return to form for its next game. Arkane Studios, a Bethesda studio which is now also part of the Xbox first-party family, has become known for high-quality immersive sims. Highly praised games like Dishonored and Prey have helped gain its notoriety over the years. As its sister studio Arkane Lyon amazed critics with Deathloop in 2021, even more eyes turned back to Arkane Austin's vampire-slaying Redfall as the studio's first title as part of Xbox. After being delayed out of summer 2022, Arkane Studios' open-world looter shooter Redfall finally launched earlier this year, but missed the mark both in terms of rampant technical issues and poor design choices. Arkane stepping away from its signature single-player immersive sim prowess and attempting a Borderlands-style co-op looter shooter in the studio's first-ever open world is something that's been since reported to be a call made by parent company ZeniMax several years prior to Xbox's Bethesda buyout. Looking at other multiplayer-focused Bethesda games from that time, like Fallout 76 and Wolfenstein Youngblood, it adds up that ZeniMax was at a financial low point, thus tasking its lauded single-player studios to produce potentially more lucrative multiplayer titles. I'd never even put that together. All at the same time, all these games were coming out from ZeniMax that were all multiplayer. Fallout, Wolfenstein, and then eventually this came out. That's crazy. Now with Arkane Austin picking up the pieces and moving forward, it would seem like it may be returning to what made the studio great. On Twitter, Idlesoft highlighted a posting on ZeniMax's job board for a lead technical engineer to join Arkane Austin. The posting specifically mentions the need for experience with single-player action RPGs and immersive sims, 2 terms that describe Arkane's past work perfectly. So yeah, there's like a little screenshot of the job listing: lead technical engineer. They're looking to develop AAA games for PC and console systems, and focusing on the whole single player RPG immersive sim. So hopefully this is a return to form. Now, have you tried Redfall at all, Adrian? Because I know you have an Xbox now. You went out and bought a Series S, and you have Game Pass, I assume. Have you ever fired it up just for a minute to see what's going on over there?
I haven't even had the inkling to.
Okay. Wow.
Have you?
No, I had never fired it up. After all the reviews came out, I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And then after Selkies told us he would play it for us, I didn't touch it.
That was the big thing. After we heard from him, I was like, well, I guess I don't need to play this. And I even got an Xbox. I can go download it right now, and I'm not gonna do it.
Like I'd be curious to read through the patch notes and see what they've fixed, like how it's differed, like how it differs now 3 months, 4 months later. Because if they've fixed a lot, then heck, I'd be down to download it and play it for a weekend. Like now that you have an Xbox,
but if it's,
try it out.
If it's as samey as Selkie said,
yeah, that takes more than just a few updates to fix.
Right.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I hope this is a good sign for them. I hope this actually means what it says it does, where we're going to get a new single player out of them. I actually never played Dishonored game, but I played Prey and really loved Prey.
Oh, okay.
I have the Dishonored games on... I think I have them both on PlayStation and Steam, because they were given away, at least one of... I think Dishonored 2 was given away as like a free game on PlayStation Plus at one point, and I feel like on Steam I also got, or no, Epic, the Epic Game Store, I think I got them for free. So I would love to try them out, because I know some people like, they regard like Dishonored as like one of the greatest games of all time, like the first one, and even the second, like the first the Dishonored games.
They are excellent,
fantastic, and it's crazy to me that I've never played them. So maybe one of these days I will. I've been playing a lot more games lately since I got the Steam Deck, so that's been helping. But yeah, what do you think about this? I mean, obviously, I assume you're looking forward to this kind of change, going back to single player, since Redfall was such a disaster.
I don't know if it's a change or as much as them just returning to their roots, and that's fine with me, because when they get a chance to do their single player RPG stories, they make some top tier stuff. So them going back to be able to focus on what they do best, I'm fine with that. They gave multiplayer a shot, as best as they could, given the circumstances that they were in. Maybe had they had the resources necessary and the people and skill sets necessary and the time to actually flesh this out, we may have gotten a different Redfall, but it just wasn't the case. So it's probably better to just, focus on what your strengths are, and everybody knows Arkane for their single player RPGs. So stick with what you're good at.
Exactly. And like, I'm not against experimentation with studios, but again, like you said, like, make sure you're getting enough time and attention given to the change to actually make a good product. Like, make sure you really mean it. Like, make it with heart. Right. Don't just make something different for the sake of making something different. Make something different because you're really feeling it. And this was obviously a case where they weren't feeling it, and reports have come out that they were not feeling it. They wanted to get canceled, and it still went forward. So hopefully, if they can get back into something where, all right, their heart's in this, man, they can come out.
Then they can make something different and be all about it. But
they
didn't really, like you said, they didn't really want to make this. So
yeah,
if they didn't really want to make it, why should I really want to play it?
Yeah, Yeah, 100%.
You know?
All right. Well, that seems to be it for the nerdy news here this week. We'll be back next week, obviously, with more nerdy news. But right now, it's time for our Patreon ad. It is now the time of the show where I tell you to go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys and support us over there, starting at just $1 a month. That's right, $1, and you get episodes early and ad-free, such as this show, as well as exclusive show like Super Later Boys. Episode 1 is up already. Came out a couple months ago, and episode 2 is coming out next week. So if you're interested in what in the world that is, what's going on, go check it out. Just $1. You can go give it a listen and see what you think. You can also get access to all the Super Gamer Book Club Season 1 and 2 over there, all early and ad-free. And, well, I guess not early anymore, but ad-free. Yeah, we'd appreciate any and all support. Remember, $1 gets you just the base early and ad-free content. $5 a month, you can get the show notes ahead of time for Super Gamer Boys, this podcast, and you can know what stories we're going to talk about, listener questions, and if you have thoughts of your own, make sure to leave them on the doc. You can actually have your voice heard here on the show, leaving your own questions, comments, concerns, thoughts right on the show notes that we write each and every week. $10 a month, and you can get shout outs on the show just like our Super Gamer sponsors each and every week. And the top dog tier Super Gamer, our Patreon producers, $15 a month, and you can be a voice in kind of creating new stuff in the future. Our Patreon producers, or we allow them to pitch us different segments for the show, or maybe a new show entirely. Yeah, a lot of our great ideas have come from our Patreon supporters. Adrian, back in the day, was a Patreon producer and pitched a Super Indie Boys, fantastic segment that you can actually catch some of those, the newer form of that over on YouTube. We did a run a few months back. That was a lot of fun. And obviously previous episodes, those are all accessible as well. We've had losing reviews in the past where we reviewed bad movies. We had Tall Tales of JJ, which was entertaining. It was entertaining, let me tell you that. It might not have been very wholesome, but it was entertaining. So think about it. Be a Patreon producer if you want to help shape the show. All right. One last thing here. Remember, you can subscribe over on Twitch, just like Marty started just earlier in the show. If you have Amazon Prime, that means you have a Prime gaming subscription that you can use each and every month. It's completely free. It costs you $0. You just got to log in your Amazon account through your Twitch account, link the two together. You got a free sub. The catch is you got to remember to do it each and every month. So if you forgot, throw the sub to anyone. It doesn't have to be us. We would like it to be us. Just remember to throw it to someone, because otherwise it's just $5 that Jeff Bezos is pocketing each and every month. So think about throwing it our way. You can get some sweet emotes that you can use all around Twitch. And I believe you get ad-free experience on Twitch, because otherwise every 30 minutes there's an ad, which it's annoying. Trust me. So just throw the free sub. It costs you $0 to get ad-free on Twitch. Think about it. All right, that is it for the ads. Now let's get back to the show. All right, this is a part of the show, Adrian, where I'm supposed to ask you what you playing.
All right, let's see. So, weirdly enough, I don't know what possessed me to, but I have been really into Elite Beat Agents lately. I don't know if you know what that is. It is if Nintendo had a tier system, this would be like a C tier, right? It's like it's Rhythm Heaven's, how should I say? It's like Rhythm Heaven's younger sibling almost.
Okay.
It's a DS-based rhythm game where to keep up with the song, you'll tap on it to the rhythm in different spaces on the screen, And then sometimes you'll have notes that'll carry over, so you have to kind of tap it and then slide across the screen to another thing. And it's covers of a bunch of different mainstream songs from that time period.
Okay.
And you play as the elite beat agents who are going around solving different problems around the globe through the power of music. So I know it sounds a little weird, but
Sounds a little corny. It doesn't
it's a
sound bad. It just
fantastic
sounds
game.
corny.
It's a great game. I cannot believe that Nintendo has not touched this series in such a long time. But then again, it's been forever since we got a Rhythm Heaven, so I'm not terribly surprised.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I've been playing that I had to take a step back from because it's just too much right now was the Gun Trails. It's a new game for Playdate. It's basically your classic shoot 'em up. So you're piloting a little ship, you're going around the map shooting down enemies, trying not to get shot. There's boss characters, there's a level, but the thing that makes this so like I can't do it. I just finished playing Garlic, and Garlic is super hard. I need a break from hard games for a while.
Yeah.
Is you have to play this entire game in one go. There is no health pickups, and you have 0 continues. So if you die, you have to start the whole thing over again, and it's already super hard. And I've tried, and I can barely get past the first level with maybe like 1 or 2 hits left. So I don't know how they expect me to make it through the entire game, and it's 3 whole stages long.
That's crazy. How do you even do that?
So I don't know. I was talking to the developer on Twitter. I'm like, dude, no continues and no health pickups. Like, what is this? A 1994, Konami arcade game where it's designed to eat your quarters? And he was like, I don't know, dude. I beat it. I'm like, yeah, you beat it. You made it. Of course you beat
the
it.
Thing. You have it all memorized.
Right. You got to memorize left and right. Of course you beat it. So after many an attempt, I decided to kind of just step back for a while. Maybe I'll come back to it at some point. And it's not that it's a bad game. It's the complete opposite. It is a very well-made game. The soundtrack is fantastic. The gameplay controls are really tight. They're really responsive. It's just too dang hard, man.
Yeah.
And I don't have the capacity for it right now. I just spent all my time and energy on Garlic, and it took me to the edge almost as much as Cuphead did. So
oh no.
I need a break.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a break. It's not
but yeah, that's what I've been playing lately.
Okay.
How about yourself?
I have been playing let's see. I finished the Final Fantasy 16 demo. It was amazing.
How you feeling about it?
I really want to get the full version of the game, but I was like, well, I already spent my fun money this month on other things, so I can't purchase it this month. But then I mentioned it in the Discord, though, and who was it? Chaz Cheeto was talking in there. He's like, hey, like, how he hasn't really been he started out having a fantastic time, and then towards the end he's starting to fall off a little bit, and so it kind of got me scared a little bit, like, oh shoot, like, because I'm also having a really good time, but like, man, I would just hate to spend $60 on something, or $70 now probably, and then just fall off at the end and not enjoy it. Like, it's one thing that because I'm notorious for not finishing games, but it's not because I don't like it. It's because I'm a dummy and run out of time to play video games and get distracted by new ones. But it would be different if it would like be such a bummer to pay money and then be like, oh, this game sucks. So, but you said something interesting, like how you've heard it both ways. Like, you either love it or you hate it, right?
Well, I don't think so. Nobody has come out saying that this game is outright bad, right? I've heard a lot of people that said this isn't what I thought it was going to be, or, this isn't necessarily what I would call a Final Fantasy game, which is wrong. It's a Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy games have always been different from the last one. This is just as much worthy as being called a Final Fantasy as any other ones. And it's not a lot of people's cup of tea. You know, some people are used to the more turn-based classic Final Fantasy. It's a number of reasons that people aren't too, you know, sometimes for some people the story didn't work very well. They were expecting it to be one thing and it wasn't. But nobody is saying that this game is like outright bad. It was just always it's not for me type of deal. Right. So it's never that it's full of bugs, or it's, you know, bad gameplay, or it's you know, X, Y, and Z about it. It's a competently made game for sure.
Right.
It's just you either are head over heels about it or it's not for you. But nobody has said this game sucks. You can't look at this game and look at the scale of this game and look at the polish and all the work that's gone into it and say that this game sucks. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Down the road, I definitely would like to continue on, because what's awesome is your save from the demo carries on. So I've already started the game. I can just jump into the full game and I don't have to restart all that beginning portion.
By the time you get to it, you're gonna forget what happened. So you might as well just start it over anyway.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see how long it takes me to play Cyberpunk and Persona 5.
Garrett, is 2024. Have you started Final Fantasy yet?
Nope, I'm playing Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
your game of the year.
Game of the year. But no, I have been playing Cyberpunk 2077 though. I put a really big dent in it. Like, I feel like I'm getting really close. I gotta be getting close to the end. Like, I feel like story-wise, things are wrapping up here. Like, I can't imagine how much more they could draw this out. And at this point, the only reason it's getting drawn out as much as it is because this is my biggest gripe now. Because I think the last few weeks I've been singing the praises of Cyberpunk, but my biggest gripe is when there's so many missions where you'll get so far and then they like artificially like stop, like they force you to stop the mission. Like, it'll be like, wait for so and so to give you a call or whatever. It's like, or wait so many hours until so and so is ready to do the mission or something.
They do that throughout the whole game. I've got that a couple of times.
Yeah, they do at the beginning of the game, like once or maybe twice, but I feel like it just gets more and more prevalent as you go further into the game. Like, I have like 4 missions right now, like 2 main story missions and like 3 or 4 side missions, and they're all that. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do then? If all my missions are just wait, do I just like, what do I do? I don't get it. So
I think that's supposed to be time for you to go do like the little bounty hunts and all that other kind of stuff.
I've done them. I did all the cyber psycho stuff. I mean, I could go like, I don't know. The only thing left to do is just like to roam the streets, and then when there's like someone getting held up, I can go play vigilante for a little bit and save people. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just a weird thing where I'm just like, just let me finish the game. Like, I just want to finish the dang game. I
have a question for you, and this will dictate to me whether or not I believe you need to restart the game. Did you romance Pan Am?
You cannot as a female V.
In your game, maybe.
Oh, okay. I feel like I had heard before that you can only be male V in Romancer or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, because there's there's different romance options for the male or female version. I played as the female in Cyberpunk. So,
well, who are we supposed to? I picked female V too. What about Jackie? No.
I think for female V,
Takamura. Absolutely not.
No. I think is it Judy?
Oh yeah, huh?
I mean,
I haven't seen her in a minute.
That might be spoilers, but I feel like I remember, because back when the game first came out, I remember that was a big thing too. Is like all the list comes out, all the walkthroughs, all the listicles or whatever.
Yeah, just like Mass Effect.
I feel like I remember seeing that, like, oh yeah, you can, so and like, yeah. So there's different ones for male or female, whatever character you choose.
Got it.
Want to say for female it's Judy, but Yeah, I have met Pan Am. I've been doing those missions a ton right now. Have you've gotten that far, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I've finished like the initial mission with her, and now I'm actually just getting ready to go do the next side mission with her. So it should be fun. But I've also been playing Persona 5, and I finished my first palace.
Hey,
So,
congratulations.
I don't know the outcome yet, though. It's been like 3 days of just like the objective is just like wait to see what the results are. And I'm like, it's been like 3 or 4 days and nothing's happened yet. Like, what am I supposed to do?
That's standard procedure.
So it's just like
you to go and
is this nerve-wracking though? Because I'm like, did it work? Did it work? Like I'm about to get expelled. Did it work? Tell me, please.
I love hearing this from you. I love this.
I can only go to the library and study so much. Just let me, like, I don't know what else to do.
You better
like,
be studying and doing your side jobs and stuff. That's how you get your skills up.
Yeah, I've been doing studying. I mean, what else is there to do? I've been studying and working out with what's his name there, your buddy. Like that's basically all I've been doing is just studying and working out.
You're gonna have more options to do stuff as the game goes on. There's a lot more stuff you can do. There's odd jobs you can take on, people you can go and help out, things that you can do to raise your stats. So
I think someone did mention that there's like a place at the train station where you can go and find a part-time job. I just haven't found that stand yet. I need to go look for it. I need to go to the Shibuya station and find that. There's like a stand like where you can find like job postings and stuff. But yeah, otherwise I'm enjoying it. Like it was once I got into the palace, like when it finally was like, all right, let's find a treasure. Like I was just like speed running that sucker. And then I found the treasure and I thought like, great, I get to finish it. And then it's like, nope. Now we gotta, the whole calling card thing. And I'm like, dang it. Like, let me just, I don't know. It's the same thing that I'm getting with Cyberpunk where I'm just like, I can't wait to finish the story. I need more of the story. Like Persona 5 was doing the same thing where it's like, you gotta wait a couple days. And I'm like, dang it, why? Like, just let me get the treasure. So I don't know. I guess that's a good thing though. Like it's a good thing because it just means I'm super into these stories. I'm loving it, but it's just like I just want more. I just need it injected right into my veins. It's fun.
You got like 80 more hours of it, dude. It's not going anywhere.
Right. How many is that spoiler if you were to share how many palaces there are? I mean, I don't care if you share. I guess I don't know if you're listening or watching right now, cover your ears for the next like 15 seconds while Adrian thinks about it and tells me how many palaces there are. Starting now.
I think all together I want to say in Royal, I want to say there's 7, maybe 8.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Somebody's going to come out of the shadows. How do you not know? Blah, 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 blah. I believe it's around that number.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's not bad then.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm really interested too is like it keeps jumping back and forth between like current time and past time because really like what the gameplay all takes place in the past because your present time like you're in the you're being interrogated by that person or whatever, so I'm like, what is happening in present time? What is going on? I just need to know, but I guess I'll find out soon enough. Keep playing, dude. I can't wait. Oh, this is good. Killing me. Absolutely killing me. All right. Well, that's, I think, about it for the show this week. So, thank you all so much for listening and watching. We appreciate each and every one of you who tune in to our podcast feed. Remember, if you just got a long commute, you're out for a walk, whatever, you can listen to the podcast anywhere you get your podcast services, Apple, Spotify, pretty much everywhere. We're everywhere on everything. Go find us. You can also watch over at youtube.com/supergamerboys. Make sure to subscribe over there. It's totally free for you to subscribe. And then you can get notifications when new episodes go up. Be sure to check that. And then, yeah, that would be great. We're going for a big goal of 500 subscribers now. We hit 300 last week, going for 5. So if you want to be a huge help, just earn my undying love and gratitude, go subscribe to youtube.com/supergamerboys. If you really love what we do and want to financially support us as well, help us to make some cool stuff, go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys. Remember, just $1 a month, you get episodes early and ad-free, all the way up to $15 a month if you want to, again, help shape the show. Pitch us your segment. We can make what you want. We'll make whatever you want. We give it most things the old college try.
All right, slow down there, Bucko.
People
are going to take that way out of context. Hold on.
I'll do whatever you want for $15.
No, wait a minute. Within reason.
You can also support us at sgbstore.com and buy some sweet merch. We got coffee mugs, we got t-shirts, we got the stickers. So think about going over there, supporting us there. We'd appreciate that. And it's a cool way to help show off your love for the show to your friends. Shout out to Jack Sriracha and Yate for allowing us to use their music. We appreciate them very much. So make sure to go listen to them on Apple Music and Spotify. Links are in the show description below. You can find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram at supergamerboys. I am on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at gmorlang. Adrian, where can they find you at?
I am all those same places at Homeboy.
Heck yeah. Speaking of Threads, that might be a more consistent place of posting soon, seeing as Twitter is completely
burning down,
crapping the bed. Not only is, I like the rebrand aside, which is, I think, is ridiculous. Right before we started recording the show, I tried to tweet out like, hey, we're live, come watch us. I tried 4 different times and it would not let me tweet. So Twitter is just completely dead. So I don't know. It's frustrating. So make sure to follow us on Threads, because that might be where we go next. All right. That's it. That's all I got. Adrian,
sweet.
Take us away.
Folks, thank you for hanging out with us for another week of the podcast. We hope that you enjoyed yourselves, had a good time with us here. And we hope to see you again soon. Thank you for all your support, even if it's just telling somebody about the show, hitting us up on our YouTube channel, our Twitch channel, even on our Patreon. Like I said, even just word of mouth helps. We're really hoping to hit that 500 by the end of the year. I think it's more than possible, as long as we stay, heads down doing what we're doing and creating the content that you love. So until next time, we'll see you soon. We are the Super Gamer Boys.
We'll catch you on the flippity flop. All right, I gotta go pre-order this Project Q.
Okay, go ahead.
Hang on. Let me pull out my.
We'll say it's for preservation purposes, so we can send one to the History Museum.
Exactly. We talked about that last week. Yeah, it's a good thing to do.
Gaming's biggest failure.